Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the place of everything related to Amazon FBA private label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, your host, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring another special guest. His name is Raul Galera, and he's the chief advocate at ReferralCandy, which is an app that allows e-commerce brands to set up and run customer referral programs, which I think, and I've been speaking multiple times at events and actually on this podcast as well, that referrals and partnership is definitely the thing that I have seen from experience help brands grow the most outside of course, traditional advertisement. And that's why I wanted to bring Raul today, because I feel referral can definitely be the next thing when it comes to, take your brand to the next level when it comes to exposure. So Raul, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show, and thank you for coming. How you doing?
Good. Yeah. And thanks for having me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. When I heard about you guys at ReferralCandy, I was impressed by the technology you guys are bringing with the platform and how easy you make the referral basically set up for an e-commerce brand. So intuitive and easy to navigate. I just wanted to use this opportunity, guys, to give a glimpse to all the audience today about how referral can basically be the savior, or maybe more than savior, actually the next thing when it comes to traffic, and also bring that exposure to the next level, because I feel like referral is definitely the thing that if you find the right partners, like the right influence and so on, can allow you to get into places that otherwise you wouldn't get. So tell us a little bit about how how ReferralCandy can help us with that, and then of course we can dive into the benefits of using referral for your e-commerce brand.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, and you explained very well, we're an app for e-commerce brands, and the way we work is that we integrate with the store, and we're able to essentially track the whole referral activity that's happening in the store and incentivize customers to refer the brand to their friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
So traditional kind of workflow would be something along the lines of a new customer makes a purchase, and then after they complete the purchase, they either get an email or they get shown a pop-up right before they leave, in which they receive information about the referral program, something on the lines of give your friends 20% and you'll get another 20% discount on your next purchase, or they'll get an email with the same information. After that, if they accept to join the referral program, they're going to be given a referral link that's going to be unique to them. And with that referral link, they can start referring their friends and family. So they can do it on social media. They can do it on a group chat. They can do it on WhatsApp, iMessage, whatever it is. And you mentioned the word influencers earlier. If they happen to be influencers and they have a podcast or they have a YouTube channel or something like that, they can actually share that referral link on whatever platform they're using as well. So after that, whenever a friend clicks on the referral link, they're shown a landing page with the offer. So something along the lines of, again, get 20% on your first purchase, and the coupon code that they can use at the checkout. After that, they're sent to the checkout. The friend makes the purchase. The store acquires a new customer, and because of the referral was made by somebody that's an existing customer, that existing customer is going to receive a coupon code, a discount on their next purchase, or some sort of incentive, which means that you're going to retain that customer as well. So there's a good aspect of customer acquisition, but also customer retention. And it's essentially pay based on performance. You're only giving the discounts once the purchase happens. The discounts are only redeemed if those purchases actually happen. So it's a lot more cost effective than any ads platform that you can possibly work with.
Of course. And I think the beauty of that is that, first of all, you build a thriving community of basically ambassadors that basically take your brand and share with your friends, with the family, and with the close circle. And usually, the peer pressure of your friends and your community, that's usually a good way to make other friends buy things that you have, like I do all the time with my friends. And I definitely see how working for communities like in the fitness space, in the pet space, is something that definitely is super efficient, especially if you have a very good product. Now, when it comes to referrals, of course, some people might be wondering, especially the ones hearing and watching this episode, like, when is the right time to actually get started with this? Because some people might think that in order for this to be effective for your brand, you might have to need like a big community or like a big following already to really get the ball rolling when it comes to the the effect of all these referrals. So what is your take? Like when is the right time for a brand to start implementing referral marketing? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think there's necessarily a bad time to
Mm-hmm.
start a referral program, but there's gonna be certain milestones that your brand's going to meet in which not only, in my opinion, it's not like it's the right time, but it's like a missed opportunity if you don't launch a referral program
Mm-hmm.
at a certain situation or certain level.
Exactly.
I would say the only situation in which you should not launch a referral program is if you have a brand that it's not ready, in the sense of, your customers are not happy with your product, you're having
Mm-hmm.
delivery issues, customer support issues, whatever it is. If your customers are not absolutely loving your brand, or at least the
Yeah.
majority of them, then it's probably not a good idea to launch a referral program, because it could
Exponentially. Yeah.
exactly, it could backfire. So, but I mean, we're assuming that if you're watching this podcast because you have
Yeah.
a legit brand and you care about your customers, and honestly, even if I mean, customers can understand if there's like shipping
Mm-hmm.
issues or whatever it is, but if you have a good customer success team, they can turn the whole thing around. So again,
Awesome.
there's obviously ways that you can get away get past that. So, but yeah, so in terms of like, so again, assuming that you have all the right pieces in place, when it's a good time, it, when it's a good time in terms of when are you going to see kind of like the fastest return. So obviously this is, as any marketing campaign, it needs some time to ramp up, and you need volume at the end of the day, because even if you ask your customers, if you ask 1,000 customers, how many of you are willing to refer, and you get 90% of them to say yes. um, Now we need to keep asking questions like, okay, well then, are you going to send the referral link? We'll have to see how many of them actually send the referral link. We'll have to see how many of those friends click on the referral link,
Mm-hmm.
and how many of those friends end up making a purchase. So it's just a matter of, I mean, it's a sales funnel just like any other. So you're going to end up needing volume just so you can see, kind of like meaningful results in your referral program. I always say that, I mean, if you're selling over 100 orders per month on your e-commerce store, it's a good time to start, mostly because it's a marketing campaign that requires very little maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to help you acquire customers at a lot cheaper price than pretty much any other
Yeah.
campaign that you can have on the side. But so again, if you're anywhere between 100 and 500, it's going to take some time to ramp up, but again, it means that you're in a good place, and the referral program is going to grow with your brand. Now, if you're past the 1,000 orders per month
Mm-hmm.
line, then you're probably leaving money on
It's
the
a must.
table,
Yeah.
because when you're at that level, your customers are probably already referring their friends and family. It's just that you don't know about it. So
Exactly.
if you implement some sort of system in which your customers are getting incentivized and also getting reminded, then those referrals are going to happen not only organically, but they're going to have an extra reason to talk to our friends and family. So yeah, I would say that that's kind of like the must time to launch a referral program.
Awesome. Now, when it comes to launch a referral program, I guess some of the questions you may get sometimes as well is like how you successfully do the introduction of a referral program to your audience. Because I guess if you don't communicate this correctly to your audience, it might be seen in some instances like you're just trying to take advantage in some sense, or just being greedy
Mhm.
that you just want them to, work on your behalf. So you actually need to make it in a way that they feel part of a community and part of a mission in some sense. So, how do you think is the most effective way to communicate this to your audience and make them actually feel inspired in some sense to go ahead and do this on your behalf, basically be your ambassador in some sense? Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I would say is to make it extremely easy to understand.
Hmm.
You're turning your customer base into your salespeople, so make sure that they have the pitch prepare.
Yeah.
So the pitch in terms of the product, they have it. So for example, and by the way, I see you're using a Secret Lab chair. Those are one of our customers, and one of the referral programs, one of the best referral programs that we've had at ReferralCandy.
Yeah.
And the reason why it works really well is because at the end of the day, people who and I'm going to use Secret Lab, people who use these kind of chairs, they're not looking for a chair, they're looking for a specific kind of chair. And so you're gonna be, it's something that you're definitely going to talk about to other people who might be in the same interest as you, whether it's for gaming or for work, having like a more comfortable workspace. And so those recommendations, like I said, they're going to happen kind of organically. So, and do you know the reasons why you would recommend a Circuit Lab chair in terms of product, in terms of maybe price, or how comfortable it is, or how good it looks, whatever it is. But the part that the kind of like the money, it's in the offer itself. So what are you going, like, you're telling your friends how awesome that chair is, but now what's in it for them? So if you make it easy for understand, like, look, use this coupon code and we both get $20, or like use this coupon code, you're gonna get $30 off your first purchase, and I'm gonna get a commission out of it. If you make it really easy to understand, I feel like that's honestly the most important thing. I've seen referral programs where they make it extremely difficult to understand. Like, you have to refer 5 friends, and each one of those friends has to spend at least $50. And then by that point, you're going to create confusion. People are going to be mad if they have referred friends, but they haven't got anything in return. So make it simple, make it easy, make rewards easy to acquire. You don't have to offer a ton of money or like a super big reward after referring a bunch of friends. It's better to give something small but often. And also understand your customers, and that's something that every brand will know. Understand your customers' purchase behavior. So if you're selling, for example, beds or mattresses, you're not going to have recurring customers unless you're selling accessories, right? But if you're selling just one product, your customers are not going to buy anytime soon. Once they've made the first purchase, don't offer them a discount in exchange for a reward. Offer them a free gift. Offer them cash. So it's just kind of understanding what's going to move the needle for your customers beyond the fact that they love your product, which should be kind of the baseline.
Yeah, of course. Now, when it comes to this, I guess a big confusion or easy confusion that people could enter into comparing the referral program is comparing with an affiliate program, right? Sometimes people think it's the same thing, but there are some essential differences when it comes between affiliate and referral. So can you tell me a little bit about what are some of those, so people don't confuse those when it comes to actually implement them and do the strategy? Like, what are some of the main difference between the affiliate side of a brand and the referral side?
Yeah. So the an affiliate program would be something along the lines of what you see when, for example, you see a blog post, and you're going to see, I mean, at the time of this recording, which is, we're heading towards the holiday season, you're going to see a lot of blog posts with like the top 10 gifts for somebody, right? Or for your best friend, or for like your tech friend, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a bunch of products with descriptions and a link to go make that purchase on Amazon or an online store or whatever. Those are affiliate links, in the sense that whoever wrote the article, it's looking to monetize that blog post by hopefully incentivizing purchases through those links. Now, the relationship that I have with the author of that article is zero. I don't know that person. I just happened to stumble upon that article, or maybe I was googling gift ideas, and then I saw the article and I ended up making a purchase. I'm trusting that person, that recommendation, for whatever reason, the same way that I could trust somebody that I follow maybe on YouTube or on Instagram. But I might know that person, or I might trust that person, but the person who wrote the article, or the person who's promoting the product in particular, doesn't know me. So there's not a personal recommendation that me, Raul, I'm getting specifically for myself. And so that's kind of like the essence of an affiliate program. It's somebody who has a platform, and it's able to get in touch with a bunch of people that in some way they are going to trust the recommendations, and it's able to generate purchases. Now, in affiliate programs, kind of like the bulk of the rewards typically fall on the affiliate side. So meaning that I might not get an offer, or I might not get a discount to buy whatever product I'm being recommended, but the person who's recommending the product might get a commission, like maybe like 10%, 15%, something like that. So the rewards and the relationship between the parties, I think, are the two main differences. Because on a referral program, I'm getting a recommendation from a friend. So it's somebody that even if they're making something out of it, even if they're getting some sort of commission themselves, A, they're going to tell me, or B, even if they have a financial incentive, I can probably trust that most of my friends are not going to recommend me a bad product just to get $20 off their their next purchase, right? So the relationship is a little bit different. And then on referral programs, brands typically, or in my opinion, brands that really understand their customers typically put more or like a higher reward on the friend side, because they know their customers love their products so much that they're probably going to recommend anyway.
Exactly.
So it's more about
the new one, the new
incentivizing that
customer.
friend. Exactly, the new customer. And sometimes giving something to somebody you care about, like a big discount, sometimes it's enough of an incentive for somebody to refer. So yeah, it's just that kind of like the psychology of it. It's totally different.
Awesome. Now, I guess, and this is a question, also out of curiosity that come from my side. Like, I bet, like, after everything that happened with COVID, that some interactions, especially social interactions, were affected, and referral is based basically on that, the peer-to-peer communication of having that conversation over a meal, over having a coffee, or in the park. I bet that during the transition of COVID, that referral marketing was affected in some sense. And I guess what I'm trying to get to this, like, how you saw the before and after COVID basically changing when it comes to referral. Like, do you see any major difference now in terms of referral marketing being more digital, right, than physical before COVID and after?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, obviously, most of the recommendations that happened during COVID, as you can imagine, were all over some sort of digital method. So obviously referrals were probably going through a lot faster. But I mean, I would be surprised if, I mean, obviously we're not able to track what happens before an advocate shares the referral link, but that would be gold. I mean, that would be a gold mine. I would love to know exactly what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised that, I mean, at the end of the day, the relationships that we have with people that are near us, it's pretty hybrid. I mean, even if we see our friends every day, we're still having conversations with them over text. So a conversation could start over like a physical interaction, and then end with something like, oh, by the way, I'll send you the link on WhatsApp after we meet. We have a customer who's been running a referral program, ReferralCandy, for a long time, and they sell cleaning products. And they're pretty unique in the sense of like they don't have any like harmful chemicals, and the way that they sell to the customers is like very ecological. And I remember them mentioning the fact that a lot of those conversations happen at the house. Like, you are at somebody's house who's using that product, and then I don't know, you're making dinner and you're like washing this. Oh, by the way, look at this brand that what's this? Like, what cleaning supplies are you using? And because of the nature of the product, it's a product that customers are buying specifically that brand, and they're not just going to the grocery store and just checking something off the list and buying cleaning supplies. They're actually going to the website and buying that specific product. The referrals were probably happening more more in person, and the customers were able probably to give more information in person to their friends and family about the product. They were probably able to see it, and then, oh, by the way, I'll send you the link so you can make a purchase and get 10% off. We have lots of like skateboarding brands, like lots of sports related brands. Those happen obviously offline, but then you see somebody with like a cool t-shirt, a cool pair of shoes, we're like, oh, where do you get that? Oh, I'll send you the link. So yeah, it's probably different where it starts, but it ends pretty much in the same place.
Awesome. Now, when it comes to implementing referral marketing for your website, as of now, like, I guess your solution and the app you guys provide is compatible with most website providers, or will you say as of now you need a specific like platform, like only Shopify or something like that? Is there any limitations, or you can do this with any platform at the moment when it comes to having a website? Yeah.
Pretty much every platform. So we either have an integration. So for example, we integrate with Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Magento, Evolution. So a bunch of kind of like the major ones. And for all those platforms, the integration is very simple. Like if you're on Shopify, you just need to go to the App Store and click on install, and that's it. But then we also have 3 standalone methods so essentially we can integrate with pretty much any e-commerce, even if you have your own store, like custom coded store, as long as you're able to, essentially add a piece of tracking code on the after
Mm-hmm.
the checkout, and then either forward or BCC referral candy in the invoice emails, so
Yep.
we can see the transaction details. That's it. So the only platforms that we can now work with are those who essentially don't allow any sort of customization post purchase. So if
Okay.
you're, I mean, I don't know, like working on, for example, on an Etsy, right? If you have an Etsy
Mm-hmm.
store, Etsy's not going to allow
Exactly.
you to insert a custom code
Mm-hmm.
on the thank you page, right? So you're not going to be able to
Yep.
work with that. But if you're using
Okay.
Squarespace, for Squarespace, we have kind of like a hybrid integration that
Yep.
works well, but you need to enter kind of like a custom piece of code. So, but yeah,
Nice.
pretty much any platform.
Awesome. Actually, talking about platform, like I totally understand like your point of not having control of platforms such as Etsy, and then you have Amazon, Walmart, and so on. But for example, one strategy that we've been doing that's been working is like, for example, on our Amazon packaging, we might say something like, "Oh, become part of one of our ambassadors," or redeem your warranty or something. That they will go to a website, they will go and register their interest for basically our referral program on our website, and then they will use that and share that with their friends and everything. So essentially, you're driving them on the platform to your website, and then they become an affiliate or basically a person that refer your brand. And that I just was thinking that that would be a great solution for
Yep.
those watching and here. Like you create the community outside of Amazon with this solution, basically driving them with a perk they need to redeem on your website. Awesome. So now, when it comes to this kind of referral, the nice thing is that this also doesn't apply only to products, because if I'm not mistaken, this will also apply to service providers or agencies or things on our magnitude, right? It's not only limited to a physical product. I mean, it could be even for a digital product, right? So maybe
Yep.
tell us a little bit about some of their usage you could use referral for. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're selling digital products, I mean, at the end
Hmm.
of the day, it works exactly the same way
Hmm.
as a physical product. You're going through a checkout,
Yep.
you're paying, and then you're receiving something. So in that sense, it doesn't really change. I would say, as long as you have an online checkout,
Okay.
you can launch a referral program. The only We have some kind of additional. I mean, this is like a very specific case, but we integrate with Acuity scheduling, which I think it's
Yep.
now owned by Squarespace. And so you can launch a referral program in which the kind of like success event is to schedule a call. I'm
Okay.
not super familiar with it if it's like based on like if you have to make a purchase or like pay something to
Like we are
like
selling like
like
coaching services or consulting
yeah,
services.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I don't know
Okay.
exactly if there's like a step in the middle, but yeah, as long as you have a checkout, you can launch
Okay.
a referral program with us. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. And now to start getting towards the end of the episode, I mean, how do you see, a referral marketing evolving over the next few years? Like, do you see any new things maybe coming to the field? Like, do you see any new technologies or strategies that maybe you would like to share here that so people can be aware of what is coming on this specific niche? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, something I would say is the fact that, I mean, 2023 it's been pretty difficult for a lot of brands.
Hmm.
We've come across brands that, I mean, essentially they were using more than the allocated budget for, let's say, for ads, just to be able to keep their lights on. So traditional strategies, like again, like acquiring new customers just from ads. I mean, 2023 has probably taught us that it's you can't really rely
Yeah.
on one or two or three platforms, mostly because you're running the risk of getting shut down for no reason, or
Exactly.
like changing
Yeah.
an algorithm change, and then all of a sudden you don't know what to do. So the one thing about uh, referral marketing in general, and again, I'm not necessarily just advocating for referral candy.
Hmm.
You can use whatever platform you want, but
Yeah.
referral marketing in general, it's time tested. So it's probably the oldest form of marketing in history,
Exactly. Yeah.
word of mouth. And then it's probably the only platform right now in which you can own the audience, own it completely. Probably email marketing, it's the other one, but
Yeah.
on your ads, you have no control of who's
Exactly.
like specifically you're showing ads to, right? On a referral program, you do. On email marketing, you do. I mean, email marketing goes hand in hand with referral marketing. So I would say it's, I mean, now probably more than ever, in my opinion, brands should look into platforms or marketing campaigns in which they can have full control over the medium that they're using. I mean, at the end of the day, you're using ReferralCandy for your referral program, but you're promoting the referral program to your customers. And if one day you don't want to run the referral program on ReferralCandy anymore, you take your customer somewhere else, and you still, you still own your list. So yeah, I mean, take advantage of whatever you have, whatever you can have in which you have almost full control over. It should be a priority in 2024.
Awesome, bro. So thank you so much for all the insights, all the knowledge shared today about referral marketing. I think before we let you not go, it would be good to get a glimpse about how people can get in contact with you guys at ReferralCandy and get this setup, like how people can get started. Do you have any insights you can share with us? Yeah, in terms of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody wants to learn about ReferralCandy, our website's referralcandy.com. And we currently have a 14-day free trial, but we want to extend the trial to anybody that's listening to this episode to 30 days. So I mean, the easiest way to get that offer is to email me. So they can send me an email at raulg@referralcandy.com. So RAULG. And then yeah, I'll be happy to extend the offer, to extend the trial to them.
Awesome, Raul. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and looking forward to have you in a couple of months to see how, or even years to see how referral marketing keeps evolving. So it's a pleasure to have you here on board, and until the next one. Yeah. Pleasure.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Bye-bye.